Wave. Okay, so let me pull up my screen here. We want that one. Okay, so what you're looking at is MotiveWave, Awanda data. And basically what we have here is if you're our new excellent score, very good scores, what I look at, it's a 4-hour scan harmonics. We're going to look at everything pretty well, but I'm just going to whiz through it very quickly. So here we have one of our, what I call safe havens, with the U.S. markets. Everything revolves around the U.S. markets, U.S. dollar, U.S. markets. So this is what we call our safe haven, the Scandinavian coins. Due to the balance sheet, you've got Norway, Sweden, and Denmark, the top three. You can see that they have shorts by the target here being lower than the current price. So this confirms that theory, okay? But the next thing we need to worry about is that the US markets are performing or have performed this week. But now the discussion is gold or silver outperforming? So right now you look at XAU, gold in the franc, Swiss franc, and the Hong Kong dollar. Part of the call it formula or whatever is that we have here gold in Swiss franc. That's a weaker currency, but it seems that some of the stronger currencies are in Asia now, or has been. You can see here we got two longs for both gold in Hong Kong dollar and Japanese yen. So that's one way to know if you have some performance there. Euro and the Swiss franc, you can see it's short, so it's fairly weak there. Again, you can see euro even in the Hong Kong dollars got a long. So this is where some of the performances I'm going to show you. I think it's also being found obviously with exposure to China. Here, another safe haven we can consider is Hungary, but this is really inconsistent. More longs in euro and Japanese yen. It says it all right there. Another one somewhat on and off can be euro in New Zealand. So we have two more longs here in euro in New Zealand. Again, we have the Eastern European countries again with euro in Poland, again, euro in Sweden. But with the euro in Poland, that tells you that this is now kind of mixed between safe haven or not, but I still prefer using the Scandinavian countries. But again, I'm seeing more strength in the Asian currencies. This is the important one, obviously, euro and USD. This is how you measure if there's strength in the US dollar, which there has been since February 7th. I did put that out there. You can see it's still maintaining that long. Again, here's another one that's very important that I talked about. China, US dollar and Chinese yuan. It's got an excellent score. It's still got a short here in this decline, but the distance with that short is very tight now. So this may start to reverse, okay? So you can see here another exposure to Thai baht and more of these safe havens with the Scandinavian low short continue. Again, we have a mixed signal with the US dollar and the Singapore. That doesn't mean a whole lot. People ask about these exotic ones with the lira, Turkish lira, or the South African rand. When you start to see these in the excellent, that just shows you potential desperation in the market, I guess, where they try to move to other exotic countries like the lira or the rand. One that was talked about was natural gas. You can see here is that there's a short here on natural gas, but it has creeped up, but it's pretty volatile and choppy. The agriculturals are just shorting. They're not doing too well. I guess it's all seasonal. We have here the pound. It's the rand's declining. More shorts here showing up. Again, another short with the New Zealand and the franc. Here's another important one. This is a commodity trade. I confirmed this with iron ores going up, where iron's being imported into places throughout China for manufacturing as a base metal. I can confirm that by looking at the performance of copper. You can just see it here. It's just been nothing but since April, up, up, up. That's to pent up demand for copper. So continuing along in our scans here, Australia is doing really well. That's because it's obviously a major commodity producer. Here's an interesting one here. They were talking about that the British markets may start to improve. So here we have a couple of longs on the UK 100, which is quite interesting. You're not seeing the US markets, so these may start to perform a little bit. We'll see come Sunday, Monday, my time. Again, we have more of the shorts on the Danish, Scandinavian. Here's some more important things I was talking about when it comes to gold. Here we have gold in Australia. It's a little long, more on the gold in franc. One long, one short there. Gold in the British pound. So that tells you how you can confirm market direction for a currency when it comes to the gold play. But again, you're not seeing silver along these marks here. So we have here again, gold in Japanese yen. We have a mix there. So 3 calls, 2 shorts on the gold in Japanese yen. We have another gold long on gold in New Zealand. More longs. Look at that. Long in gold in Singapore. Another short here on Australia. Same with the Canadian. Oh, sorry. These are sorry. I'm sorry. These are silver calls. So silver short call in Australia, Canada, all silver shorts in Swiss francs. So that confirms that you know that you have shorts going on when it comes to gold. Same with, shorts for silver worldwide. And you got more in the Asian, silver in Hong Kong, short, silver in Japanese yen, short call for silver in Singapore, not good. But you can see anything related around Australia is doing really good. More longs here, Australia, Canada, Australia, Hong Kong. Really good currency to hold is Australia because of the, as I said, just the longevity of this up move of copper and other base metals. With Awanda data, you only have access to copper as your base metal. We don't have access to iron, nickel, and all that. So that's a good one to hold. And that's just telling you, is confirmed. Commodity super cycle has started, really started to take off now. I've been talking about that. We'll get to oil in a minute. They don't come up here for whatever reason. A lot of these calls are just all over the map. But Euro Asia again, and Euro in Hong Kong, I got a long. Another one in Euro Japanese yen. Again, these Eastern European, I'm not going to really pay a lot of attention to. We have a second long here for Euro and USD. That's strong. Here comes India. There's a short there on the market. Not good. We have a long here in Singapore market as well. This seems to maybe outpace the US or UK. With a second one here, Singapore in Singapore in 30. But I wouldn't really put a lot of emphasis on that. Just the volume might not be there. But you can see here we got more longs on the UK 100. Here we have our first US market index, short for the Russell 2000. So who knows what, I think the market for the US is not going to be that strong. It may go flat, more choppiness in this US Hungary. Saudi Arabia is really not doing anything. Same with the Czech. The lira, I wouldn't even worry about that. Another short on the Denmark. Turkey's got long, USD, another long in the rand. Look at all these agriculture calls. But let's see how the sugar is doing. That one could do quite well. It's moving up, it's choppy, but it's got a short call there. This is a really good agriculture to own. Let's see on the daily. So there you go. That one's doing pretty good. Wheat, no. These are all shorts, but sugar does quite well. Again, more shorts here. Not even going to mention them. New Zealand, Hong Kong, slight long there. We got 2 there. Here we have our first USD quote here in the base quote. So it just confirms the USD is not very strong comparatively to other currencies, compared to, like, let's say the Australia, New Zealand again, and last one, Singapore, and the franc with another short. So that's pretty well. We'll leave it at that. You guys got any comments? But gold is definitely outperforming. Oh yeah, I forgot. Let's take a look at the energy here. So I mentioned this one's your strongest one right now. Is definitely, just look at those moves, recent moves on copper, base metal, very flat. I mean, there's some slight moves there on the S&P 500. But let's look at overall energy. Okay, so let's look at the. Oh, let me put this as a bonus if you're on here. I did talk about gold, but let's look at XPT. Platinum XPT. Recently, it's been performing pretty well, apparently. You can see here some nice big moves. That's just recently, so platinum's a good one to watch. Energy, I've already shown you natural gas. Let's look at the oil. This is probably another top one for sure. Brent crude oil, USD. Look at those big moves right there. The volume, boo. And the same probably with WTI as well. Okay, same thing. So big volume there to push up those big prices. So that's how it looks. I think oil, and definitely if you're a holding kind of guy, definitely copper's a good place. I talked about sugar. That's a good consistent one as well. Some of the markets, it's too early to tell with the British. Oh, lastly, let's look at China as well. I did talk about that. That's a China 50. That's definitely performing real nice compared to the US. So China's coming about, and that's all interlinked with Australia, dollar, iron, and probably a bunch of other base metals as well, as I mentioned, as well as China. And let's look at both Singapore and so a little bit, but not as good. Singapore 30. And let me take a look at the Hong Kong as well. So Hong Kong 33. Yeah, that's doing pretty good too. So China and Hong Kong's doing really well. So if you want my opinion, that's where to be. US markets are definitely topping out, flattening out. If you want better performance, you're better off to go, as I said, copper, any of the base metals, China for sure, and Australia dollar. Okay, hopefully I'll help you out. We shall talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Over now.